What's up, guys? So I have a quick and easy, fun repaint for you today. This is going to be primarily dry brushing. I am going to be using the airbrush later on, but for the most part, 90% of the painting on this thing is going to be just with a hand brush. Starting off with the Indominus Rex here, all painted in black. It's base coated in black. That's going to be our undercolor. I'm going to be using that black as kind of shading, and that's what kind of helps with the dry brushing effect, and it makes it look really cool with very little work or skill. So I'm going to be going in here with the Spiced Berry. This is the darkest red that I have, and when you are dry brushing, you know, you want to get some of the paint on that brush, wipe off most of it. For your first coat, you want to kind of do a sort of heavy-handed dry brush, making sure you hit every little raised area on there, and that's really going to help sort of build up these color layers each time you put a new one on. And you can apply this with any color you want. It doesn't have to just be red, as long as you start off with it, you know, base coated in black, and then you work your way up from your darkest, you know, say red or green or blue or whatever, and you work your way up. Your final highlight, your fourth highlight or whatever, your fourth color should be the lightest one that you've got, and you're just going to really lightly hit all the high areas on the figure. So now my second color is Tuscan Red, and I'm using basic cheap acrylic paints here. Nothing fancy on the colors on this thing. It's all stuff that you can get at any craft store or Walmart. You know, just pick 4 different color reds. But this one here, I'm going to be strategically dry brushing certain areas now. I'm not going to be doing the entire body, just hitting some of the higher spots. I really want to kind of give it like there's all kinds of different reds going on. You know, it's going to look really complicated, but it's really not complicated. It's all about just sort of making it look aesthetically pleasing by taking that lighter color red and going against the grain and hitting a lot of those high areas to kind of sell the effect that I'm kind of going for on this thing, and it's going to look really good in the end. So the final, or not the final red, the third red that I'll be using is Flamengo Red, and it's the not lightest red that I have, but it's sort of in the middle. And I'm going to be doing the same thing, just kind of strategically hitting certain areas, not going over the entire body. I want to keep some of that dark red down in the darker areas. So now my fourth and final color here is this Scarlet. Now this is a nice red-orange color. It's very light and bright. So I'm going to do a couple of passes with this thing. I'm going to go over it once, see what it looks like. If I feel like it needs to be a little bit brighter, I'll go back over it again. Very light dry brushing on this one, right? Not heavy-handed at all. Trying to keep it really light, just hitting the top ridges and the top little spikes and stuff like that, just to sort of make that sculpt pop. And that really, with dry brushing, you know, when you're doing it on a figure that's got a really good sculpt, that figure paints itself. Like, it's so easy to make it look good. You get ones that have really soft detail and stuff, and it's really difficult to get the dry brushing effect to look right. But if it's nice, like, you know, the Indominus Rex figure here is a really great figure to dry brush, practice dry brushing on, because it's got so many awesome little details on it, and that's what makes this figure shine the most. So I'm taking that Scarlet Red down over here on the scoots on the feet and going against the grain, letting that nice bright red-orange color hit that. And now we're going to move on to the claws, because all of that's done. I'm going in with this bone color from Citadel. I just recently picked this up off Amazon, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It's got really great coverage. 2 coats for these claws is all it takes, and I wanted to kind of do like bone-colored claws on this thing, since its body is primarily dark and red color. Wanted the claws to sort of stick out. I'm using that same bone color on the teeth here. Normally I would mix up a color that I would use on teeth, but this time this color works just fine for it. It's a nice off-white color. And now the eyeball is painted in red, and I'm going in with a yellow pupil, and then I'll put a black slit in it, and of course put the little light catch in there, the little white dot, and then gloss the eyes over and we'll be done. Moving back over to the feet, secret weapon time, transparent burnt umber in the airbrush, light pressure going in over the top part of the claw back there where it meets up with the toes. It's going to give it a really cool sort of like organic bone look. I don't really know how to describe it, but it just looks awesome. I love transparent burnt umber. If you've seen my videos, I probably use it in almost every video, I think. It's just a great color, and it works really well with reds as a wash and stuff like that, but it also looks really good on bone color. It makes it look really natural and organic and sort of gnarly. So now we're going to go up to the claws and get those creepy claws, the same sort of coat with that burnt umber, and it's going to take it to the next level and make it look super, super awesome. I'm digging it. It's looking great. Now the mouth. So I've got the mouth mouth, the inside of the mouth painted with flesh tone, and then I've got the tongue painted in purple. And now we're going to go in with another thing that I've mentioned before. This is Citadel Flesh Wash. Now normally I would make up my own flesh wash, just mix it up with some paint and water, and but I've mentioned this before, so I figured I'd pick up a bottle and show you guys. You can just take that. It takes all the guesswork out of trying to figure out how to mix a wash up. You can just buy this and wash it over your flesh tone parts. You know, it makes everything look a little bit gnarly and a little more realistic. It's awesome. So now the final step, taking that burnt umber again in the airbrush and attacking those teeth with that burnt umber. And my main focus here is to get it up into the gum line area, because I want to sort of provide some gnarly looking shading up in there, and it just kind of makes the gums look a little bit more realistic and kind of nasty looking, and like the teeth have like gunk on them and stuff. And so I'll take a paper towel before the paint dries and I'll wipe most of it off, keeping it up into the recesses of the gums. You can do this with a brush too, you know, just kind of get up in there with a fine tip brush and wash that transparent burnt umber up in there. But that's pretty much it for this repaint. Like I said, it's super simple, super quick, and we're done with this thing, and it's looking awesome. I love the color red, and the Indominus Rex just sort of has like that demon kind of devil look, and it looks really awesome with the red deco on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You found the information provided useful and you got something out of it. Remember, if you're craving more Jurassic Park related content, you know where to find me. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I will see you in the next video.